no BS filter. Today I'm going to install this filter into 2 of our shower heads at home. We've been wanting to put a filter for a while because the water in Singapore is quite hard because it comes from a combination of sources and not really ideal for skin. And I read somewhere that it's also one of the causes of eczema. So I'm going to try this out and see whether it helps to make our skin less dry, less irritant. I read up about this and it's got 3 things inside: activated coconut shell carbon, calcium sulfite, and kinetic degradation fluxion, KDF. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but what I had to do is take off this old filter that I had. It was just in one of the showers. I'm not sure if it did any good, and I've had it for years. I am supposed to change it out every 6 months, but I didn't. And so out with the old and in with the new. The first thing to do is to flush out, to put water through the new filter for about 20 seconds on each side. It's all in the instructions, so I followed that instruction. It's the water that comes out on the other side is a little bit grey. I guess it's the coconut shell carbon. There's a big end and there's a small end. So the big end goes up and the small end goes down. First off, use some tape. They call this Teflon tape. I'm not sure why, but it's also called plumbing tape. And the best way to do this is to tape it clockwise, I find, because everything that you screw on is going to go clockwise. And there's a washer with a little net thing to, I guess it's a trap, to trap any kind of sediments and dirt, and then just twist it. You can see for this particular shower, it's really easy. I could even use one hand and it's screwed on really easily. And then attach the other end to the end of the shower. And there was an old washer, so I had to take that out. Again, with the plumber's tape, go around. Actually, throughout this whole process, this is the most fun part for me, playing with the plumber's tape. I love how easily it goes on. And just wrap it around and add that washer with the net thingy and then screw it in. There you go. There's one more toilet to go, but before that, let's test it out. What I'm doing here is to make sure that the water flows well, there's no obstruction, and also to see if there's any leakage. And there was, because I didn't tighten it properly. So here we go. Testing it one more time and watching for any. Okay, master toilet. You can actually hear the things in the filter go when you jiggle. Alright, flushing it out on both sides. And for 20 seconds, thereabouts. And then for this particular one, I had a bit of trouble getting the shower hose out. So I had to use a spanner. And as you can see, I'm trying very hard, but actually it's not that it wouldn't budge, it's just that it feels very tight. Later I figured out that it's because the hose is kind of stiff. So I took the shower head down and jiggled it around, and it seems to work. Yay! Wash it a little bit, scrub. There was a bit of scum. Yep. Okay. Plumber's tape. Yay! Best part. This one was a little bit shallow, so it was hard to tape it in. And then I fixed the filter really easily. But for this shower, because it's very low to there's not a lot of space between the pipes and the bathtub, I found it really difficult to put the hose in. You can see me struggling because the bathtub is kind of in the way, the edge of the bathtub is in the way. So I unscrewed it and decided to fix the hose on the other end first and then put it in. And that seemed to solve the problem, although the angle didn't seem quite right. Anyway, it doesn't really matter as long as the contact is good and there's no unnecessary leakage when you're using the shower head. Let's test it out. A bit of leakage. You can see the water spilling out from the top. So that's really annoying. Some people would just leave it, but I can't take it. I don't like to see leakage. So I unscrewed it and tried it again, and I think it works. Oh, actually, what I did was uh, the contact wasn't very tight, so I added more plumber's tape. This time round, the tape was too thick, so I um, folded it in half and also doubled up the length. Went around a few times, and it seems to have worked. So it just takes a bit of patience, a bit of trial and error. And this time around, let's see. It's a good thing that this filter is quite short. If it was any longer, I wouldn't have been able to fix it there. Somehow they seem to have figured out that this length is just right. Testing it out one more time, just making sure there's no spillage. And I think it's done.